back to Danganronpa 2. Alright, so we know MIKAN, we know our precious MIKAN here is a killer. Jeez, nearly that entire screen has been reddened. I'm keeping extremely quiet. No! No, not my gamer waifu too! But yeah! Alright, so second recording started, and I've got to push off fluff. Curtain, third class trial is about to open. So, just like the first game, we have a double homicide. So is the next one going to be a suicide, that means?
It's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Jeez,
Empty
Kazuichi.
head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Akane, you're not helping.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
Where to start? How did it happen?
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Okay.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Cherokee, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
MIKAN killed them before
We immediately
She
headed
went
over to the hospital
to get
and
him.
after we confirmed his recovery. I made
That's my
Mikan
guess.
rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby.
the reason she didn't sleep all night is because she was killing those two.
And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was
Ibuki.
a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
And yes, I am actually
Amazing.
crocheting while this is going on.
Such a heart-pounding story. And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to stop them, of course.
Ran
I
out the
rushed out
door.
of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
No signs of struggle.
I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Cherokee.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
Yep.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
One stage the video for him to
After I
see
rested for a
after
bit,
she was
I
already dead.
started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone, so I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko, so I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Jeez, MIKAN.
Various ways?
Shut
Don't
up,
say it
Soda.
like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag.
Stage the video for him to see after she was already
So I
dead. Yeah.
immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
Yep.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
Yep.
And we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared. It was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Oh, bloody hell.
How do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Oh, bloody hell.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right? Lie?
That wouldn't be in his
Why would I lie?
personality.
Obviously. So you can make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
He didn't kill
You doubt
Ibuki.
me?
And you're
If you're
doing
not
this
lying,
way too
I
early.
would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Jeez, this is the problem with kind of guy who confuses and make matters worse. Well, let's see if we can figure out how to prove it. Shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. So you're the one currently being framed. Alright. I'm making a ball. Okay. Might be that. Let's see the argument.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
No.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
The movie. So we wait till the end of that one.
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie. No, that's wrong.
Finally, I had to remember to use the thing. But yeah, Nagito gave that to us.
I'm
To
not
prove
the
it.
killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
You just had to make sure you could
Huh?
clear him.
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that.
Hi, Tater.
Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time.
10:04.
Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Because the movie was so bad.
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Jeez.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Good question.
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
As much as I hate to say it, he's got a good point.
A good warm-up.
Oh, screw
What
you.
warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste
Really?
of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So
Thank
this
you.
means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is.
The murder order.
The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
And we already know it wasn't Hajime.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
Just a few minutes.
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
Correct.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
they blocked the door from the inside,
At least that
the
you
killer
guys know
would
of.
not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only
Colin, you
suspicious
should keep
people
your
are
trap
those who
shut.
don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
You're the only
The
two
others
who we
all
didn't
have alibis.
know where they were.
Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
Yep.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
Kazuichi
There's
would
another
know how
person
the
who doesn't
cameras
have
work,
an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
but he's down.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the
Turning
killer was hiding inside the
the
venue,
skein
we
into
should
a
obviously
ball
doubt
of
the
yarn so I
people
can
who
work
don't
better with
have
it.
alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
He knows what he's doing. I obviously think so, but... No, that's not it.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside. No,
Found it.
that's wrong.
It was a transparent goo. Okay, I actually managed to get it pretty quickly.
Wait a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Some kind of glue.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
Some kind of glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
She mentioned workshop material. Or workshop.
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
Can't believe you did
Based
that.
on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I
Still
didn't
can't.
know glue was edible.
It's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
If you want, you can join.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was
Thank you.
left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
I already know it's MIKAN.
But
I managed to figure that out because she's the only one that knows how to do an autopsy.
you'd be able to break down
And
the
everything
door
that was done
you
was
know?
designed to screw up an autopsy.
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
Yep, they probably dropped the drumsticks when you guys went inside.
What'd you say?
You got
First of all,
tricked!
didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was
I
so
know.
obvious that it makes more sense to
sad
think the
that
killer
I-
placed it as a diversion.
Please, Chiaki, live through all
Are you
this!
saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose?
Love you too, Taya.
Then I totally fell for that fucking
Jeez.
trap.
Yeah, you did,
Apologize to
Fuyuhiko.
Miss Sonia. And me! However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Yeah, please, no.
In a
What?
quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better
He's
to
less
just
of a
have
butt.
no sides at all.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Dead.
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue,
Really, MIKAN? You really gonna do that?
they must have done it earlier than that.
Yep.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Hiyoko's body
And
was
when
covered.
He went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right?
Yep.
But it's possible that the body was just
Anything like
revealed
you're
at
on
that
the
time,
zone?
when Hiyoko was actually killed.
No,
earlier.
not that I'm aware of. Also, hi, Brian.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too.
Yep.
Here, I have proof.
Yeah, that's what Gundam got down.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
Yep.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
It's the thing that was wrapped around the pillar. Hangman's Gambit. Alright, here we go. I have no idea. Shh. That time around.
That scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Yep. I guess you could call it column paper too.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap.
Yep. Got stickers all over it.
There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so,
That means the killer used it to hide Hiyoko's
You're
body.
right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper,
It lines up.
see? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
So someone could have easily ripped that down in 10 minutes.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
Yeah.
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Oh my gosh.
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Oh, for frith's sake. Stuck batoning, part of the wallpaper found in the storage room. Yeah. Connected to the sudden disappearance of Hiyoko's body. Yes. Trace back from there, the answer should become clear. Yeah, are we about to do the logic dive? Jeez, one right after another. Alright. Nom 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 nom.
got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
Yep.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
Which means Hiyoko died first.
They hid the pillar?
Yeah, they used the baton
by
lighting to
wrapping
do
the
it.
wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to
Derp-a-derp.
create a slightly larger pillar.
What?
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
I can listen. They're
However,
reading it.
Because it was concealed within a slightly
hi,
larger
Puff.
pillar. I didn't realize that at the time.
Yeah, it looks way different.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes
Ow.
sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Yep. Keep it away, just away.
The
Yeah.
baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Okay, you can grab a chair.
The reason the wallpaper
Just
was
move those
covered
to
in
the
so
floor.
many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the
killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper.
Yep.
And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
Yep. Isn't that right, MIKAN?
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the
Trying to
crime itself
throw
would be much
people
easier
off
to
your
pull
scent,
off since
MIKAN?
They don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
She was
Good
killed
point.
before Ibuki.
And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
Okay, that
You're
works.
pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Mothballs are actually becoming a pet
There are
as of
so many
late, so
similarities. It
that's
must have
actually
been
not
intentional.
Ibuki's death
inaccurate.
by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from
Do
the
you want to
movie.
listen in?
Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after
Okay.
her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
To throw things off.
I see!
That's also what
The
the
reason the killer imitated two of the
throwing
murders from
off
the movie was so he'd
the
mix up
time
the
of
kill
death
noise.
thing did as well.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
Correct!
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
Gundam, don't make me
I'm
come through
not
this
even
computer
crying.
screen and smack
I'll
you.
let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Oh, for Frith's
What
sake.
a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
Wrong.
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
Okay, that's right.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed.
The blood on the
That
bottom
would
of her
mean
shoes.
Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather.
Sylphs?
Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Really?
He's being annoying again.
I agree with Soda.
First
End up
and
with paper
foremost,
cut for your trouble.
you
He's only
claim
two-dimensional
Ibuki's
enough to
feet
be
were touching
invisible,
the
no
floor
depth.
when Hiyoko was
Ah,
killed.
ah.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she's
Because
observant,
she
you
was doing
moron.
Something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Chiaki, you're precious.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Oh my gosh, Gundam! Alright, we gonna start making arguments again? The lines last time.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is It's not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Correct. That was Hiyoko's blood.
And it's Hiyoko's blood.
Yep. And it
Hyoko's
came from
only
the stain
wound
that
was
they
a
tried
little
to
slice on
clean
her
up.
neck, and she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded.
Yep.
Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Dadgummit, Gundam!
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Yeah.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But
Someone
are you
smack
sure
him!
You're sure. If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Really, Gundam?
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
Or we've realized that you're a
The
complete
time
kook.
for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Crap, I've gotta redo this. See, I remember how to do this.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Possible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Jeez. Meme goes, I am disappointed. Almost no Rule 34 in this
The reason there
game.
was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, we do, actually.
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
Yep.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Yep. Not
Even if they're
in
able to
for
hide
this game.
Hyoko's body,
Oh.
It'd be bad
Yeah,
if
we
her
have
blood was
plenty
left
of
out in the
panty
open.
shots from MIKAN.
Plus, Ibuki's body was
I'm
left
actually
out in the
surprised.
open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Because, yeah, after you lose a certain amount of blood, you don't have to lose all of it.
Stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
aside from MIKAN,
You can
none
die
of
of
us were
blood
aware of that
loss.
fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the
Khan
heater was running
knows.
inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
That's right. I didn't know the time of death because of the heater.
You could figure it out!
If the time of death
We
wasn't
know
mentioned
we
in the
can
Monokuma
figure it
file, just
out.
to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this
And again,
evidence,
I guess they are high
there's no one
schoolers,
else
but
who wants
still.
to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It
Yep.
appears that it is wiser to retreat for now.
Just admit you were
Fine
wrong.
then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Thank you, Soda.
Now then, let us resume our
Dadgummit,
debate.
Gundam, you made me agree with Soda.
Ah, wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Yeah.
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is.
And in this case, if it was
Think about
suicide,
it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
jeez.
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
No, it's not possible because if
Totally
Ibuki was
impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
No.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Okay, I can
But if
see how you
Ibuki's
can
the
work that.
killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right?
That is correct, because she would have to
After
have
Hajime
ripped
saw
down the
hanged
wallpaper.
The sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive!
What?
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left,
What?
that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
Really?
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
She didn't hang herself,
And
but
if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
I second
Her
that.
body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
Yep.
I see. So that means...
Would have
there's
left
no
bloody
doubt
footprints
that
everywhere in that
someone
scenario.
killed those two.
Yep.
I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
Well, I mean, he did rule out
There's still
suicide,
one more issue
so
on my mind.
I'll give him that.
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
A setup. Much like, let's see,
According to that
someone
video
mentioned
we
it.
saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
It was
Does
Formula
that
1
mean
driver, lost over
someone
half
forced her
his
to do it?
blood due to his legs up to the knee during a race accident.
Perhaps
Survived. Someone took
They
a
used
picture.
hypnotism or something?
Torn muscle flying through the air.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. I was about to say, I know someone
say
in
it out
blue
loud.
mentioned it, but De Bomba and Spock both have blue in chat for some reason.
It seems obvious that the killer did something. So maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi.
Yep.
Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
It was before the 10 a.m. announcement.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Stage to give the appearance of the suicide.
Cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Sweet. You really want to use that term?
The video Hajime saw was actually live?
MIKAN,
Time
you knew
did
that
Hajime see that video.
before
I
10.
saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement.
Yes!
And since we established that Hyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
What?
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Hajime
Now
is
then,
safe.
I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Really? Argument time? Here we go. Alright, what do we got? On. Or did no, you brought up
Hold on.
Fuyuhiko and I
Not all of us are missing an alibi.
yeah.
In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
Yep.
You two have alibis?
Yeah, because the two of them were
Up
together.
Until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that
MIKAN, why?
What kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
MIKAN, you're making this worse! Too much info. TMI!
She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And
Oh,
we went to the
gosh.
hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
No, you weren't. There's a hole
I
in that.
get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
Yes.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
It's a good
Faking
question.
the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process?
Yeah.
Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Was it even an
Are you
invitation to
saying
begin with?
There was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I
Goodbye,
feel.
nurse, losing you over
I
having
think
too
the
good an
killer had
alibi.
A completely different reason for
I know.
falsifying the murder sequence.
Why, nurse waifu? Oh, my back. If that's the case. We still in the killer's trap? Right now, yeah. Set by MIKAN. We gotta crack it. What kind of trap? We're about to get an intermission. Yep.
Clothing.
That's close enough.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too.
But they can't because that's against the
If
rules.
that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Rules!
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Oh my gosh. We to perform the hanging as a suicide was to do the final time misdirection and cement an alibi. Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
Yeah.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie.
Content?
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Yeah.
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right?
Yeah.
But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Yeah.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning,
They would have just
they
gotten
should have
arrows.
taken steps to properly imitate it.
Yep.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
The original
just the
plan was to
imitation.
kill the people
There
at
are
the
also other
hospital.
strange details.
Strange details. Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
It was a crime of opportunity.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
The Khan was going to kill the people who were
However,
infected.
this is getting quite
But because
interesting.
Hyoko went
My 4 dark devas of destruction
to
are getting riled
the place,
up.
went to the music venue for the full-length mirror, she would have been a witness, and it would have been a repeat of the second trial. So Sonia's account will most likely be it. Or not. Okay. Let's figure it out. Motel room key.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that.
Sonya knows.
Maybe the killer summoned her.
Nope.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
Nope.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that.
Jeez! I'm actually surprised I got that right. But Sonya's account, yeah.
She went to the music venue of her own free will.
For the full-length
So,
mirror.
Exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
The full-length mirror.
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was.
She
being
thought the
overly
disease was
cautious of
incurable
the
and
display
fatal, so to
disease,
save
you know?
others, she was going to take out people to save others.
I don't think
I'm
a
not
person
sure.
like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
No, her bed
Hyoko
was
locked
fine.
the room she was staying in before she went out.
Yep.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
Yep.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
You're the one that dug out her key, though.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious.
Yep.
Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
Oh,
I
this
won't
is...
lose.
Oh, come on. Really?
Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Yes!
This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
Boobs McGee, you're wrong.
That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Dadgummit. See Jeremy from Quartering's new Miss Marvel shed? I haven't seen it.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
That was true.
There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
No. Sonya's
Allow me to
account.
cut through those words.
So I was right on which sword it was. I was just wrong on the weak
reason
spot.
Hyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Okay.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
And Sonya can back us up
Hyoko
on that.
seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Oh, waifu won. Okay.
The reason
Yeah.
her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the
Because
killer.
waifu's dead.
Yeah.
Why
She
are
went
all
to
the
the venue
girls
on
that
her
I
own just
like
to
in
fix
this
her
game
messed up kimono.
dying?
I get it.
Jeez.
Spoil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something.
The hell is wrong with you, Soda?
Then, the killer probably
That
could
doesn't-
have
that is
assumed
no
Hyoko would go
excuse.
to the music venue.
Yeah, it is.
Though that may not apply to Sonya, since she provided Hyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
This is true, but Sonya, you just made yourself look awful
Don't go
suspicious.
doubting Miss Sonya, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Yeah, right, Soda. Because
Kazuichi,
they
it
have
seems
small
you have
boobs and
quite
don't
the
show
fashion
up
sense.
skirt.
Do you want me to incinerate
Well,
your
MIKAN
clothes?
shows up
Perhaps
skirt.
I could do that while you're wearing them.
What?
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Oh, jeez.
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Oh, grief.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, Why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
Because that's where the mirror was.
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Yep.
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki.
Yeah, they were setting
The
everything
killer
up.
most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Sliced Hyoko's throat.
Killed Hiyoko.
Yep.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
Yep.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Yep.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Yep.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've
Trick
been
you
planning
guys.
this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
They're originally gonna make it look like she had just done suicide.
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
The motive.
Character's dead corpse with her wherever she goes.
Jeez.
Hey, Nagito, any ideas?
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh my gosh, you guys told him to shut
Am I
up.
allowed to speak?
Oh, am I allowed to speak?
Gosh, now
I'm
you
so happy
know!
I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
Will you just tell us already?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion.
And that is...
Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh?
Oh shit.
What are you talking about?
Everyone else
I thought there
doesn't
might
get
be a
it.
possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene.
No.
But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers. So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene,
And that hair is
there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Thank you, Fuyuhiko.
Really?
Yes,
That's
pay
annoying.
attention.
I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
I hate to agree with Soda again. Dadgummit, Nagito.
No, wait a minute. If he was love with her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
That's strange.
That's strange.
It's very strange.
That's very strange.
This is strange.
Strange?
What's
strange? Me? Murder? No! I see. It's not
Something we finished. It's not something we finished.
footprints. There's just left.
The step ladder. Step ladder.
Then why? Why weren't there any footprints? Oh no. Oh.
I can prove it with this. If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
So she didn't hang herself.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
Well, there's bloodstains on the side. Dorkamungus.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate.
Well, he hasn't said hope yet, so you can't take a drink. To clean the ladder after... Considering the other...
You brought it up.
Unfortunately, Spot, considering the fact that they didn't miss the bloodstain on the side, and how they cleaned up
Didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki
the,
climbing the stepladder?
and since they cleaned up the thing on the floor,
I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
There's no way.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video, hmm?
But that's something only Hajime would
No,
know,
it's the killer
since he's
cleaning the
only one who
ladder.
saw
They
that
would have cleaned
video.
up the other blood spot on it.
Talk about the video.
Oh.
Videos are fake.
Oh, they're currently on the video, correct? Mystery surrounding the incident is contained in the video. Well, they use the conference room to do the video.
Yes.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
Of course you do, Sonia.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
Oh, wait, yeah, he's the only person that saw it. Herpaderp. Say it changes the order of deaths. I'm saying she was hanging before the cleanup, and that spot was missed because the killer is incompetent, just like the half-clean floor stain. No, they were smart enough to clean up the stain. Well, looking at the killer's hands, there's no fingernail polish. But
Here!
yeah, that's also the other problem.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Like, no fingernail polish, no
Can
long
you
hair.
explain it to us?
That was MIKAN. That
What's
had to be
strange is
MIKAN.
that
She just
stepladder
tied up
I
her hair
mentioned
to put
earlier.
it on the...
Like, even if Ibuki tied up her hair,
It's
it
true
would
that the
still stick
steps of
out
that
the back.
stepladder weren't
There's
great,
that,
but on
but what
one
MIKAN could do is she could tie her own hair up
There
and put
was
the bag
a blood
on it.
stain right on the left side of the
Because
stepladder.
even if she had a little rise, Ibuki has those
However,
horns
That contradicts the
that
video
stick
I
out
saw
of
at
her
the
head.
There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was
Although we
completely
pointed out
clean.
the blood stains. It was the same. It was the same throughout.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Yeah.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene.
Yep. And it was clean in the
stepladder
video.
in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
They moved the camera.
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Yep.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
One could have been at the hospital, one could have been at the music
Where would
venue.
you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music
The
venue.
supermarket!
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
The same place you got the curtain. Useless info, Spider-Man, Far From Home.
You're
New suits are
suggesting
free in the PS4 game.
the
Cool!
stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I
Oh, my
right?
back!
Wow. Am I right?
That's amazing, Chiaki.
That's amazing.
All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills.
You
It's
know
okay to
they're
say that.
voicing the lines, right?
What are you two talking about?
Talking about, I'm nervous. That's alright, I always use a different tongue. Nail polish, the hair.
The nail polish, the hair, the curtain. Location? So which... Okay, great. Hangman's... Jeez, that took a while.
Your health is going down real
That's right. Besides the stepladder,
Really?
the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
Whoa.
Filming location was
I mean, in the video
the
I
hospital.
saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
The conference room.
The hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
I don't think so. Only Kazuichi would have that.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at a music venue instead of somewhere else,
They moved the camera. they took it from the music venue.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. We need to include a fly swatter and a
That's it.
fan.
The killer just brought the camera from the music venue.
Oh wow. Took you an entire
With
logic
it,
diary.
they made
just
me
to
think it was a
prove
live
that.
feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
With it, they made me think that the live feed from the venue.
Then
Look over this and see if
only
there's
the
anything
monitor
else you
was
can
left
add.
in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
They smashed the camera.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
I added something real
He
important.
did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Yeah, that's true, but
I don't think that anyone's gonna be killing the
in
queen
order to hide
anytime
that
soon.
the camera was missing,
Death to
the
the
killer did one
monarchy.
more thing to the remaining monitor.
Like the black and red suit they added. Ooh.
Give me your freaking corgi gold lady.
Oh my gosh. Any monitor was destroy it.
I see.
Legit think of
the killer
things that
smashed
we
the
might
monitor to
need.
pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not.
Yep.
My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Yep. And they smashed the camera later.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
They smashed the camera they took. Amongst
And
the
they
rubble.
destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed
Be
somewhere
serious,
else, but the
goofball. You
surveillance
gotta think
camera's
business.
connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
As long as it was transmitting to the hospital. It was in the hospital.
All kinds of this murder.
A lot. Well, look over the list. See if there's anything else you can think of to add. Oh, for frith's sake, again.
I got it.
I was about to say, is it going to be the hospital? And then I saw that massive line. I'm like, no. It's conference room.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Hospital's conference room. Oh, wow.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
The curtain. The black curtain. They did the black curtain.
Gotta think that one would without giving you, the viewer,
There's a music. So it was Kazuichi.
What the killer did was
Amaretto.
make the music
Gimme
venue,
kitty.
the crime scene,
Gimme kitty.
look like the conference
Gimme
room.
kitty.
They
To
did
use
that
it.
by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
Oh gosh, an itchy blood.
From what I remember, there used to be a
Yeah.
really flashy curtain. But after the incident,
It was black.
it somehow
didn't
became
even
a
reach all the
thin
way to the
black
floor.
curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
You're the one that made her like
Oh,
that.
yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like a conference room?
Yep.
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is...
Short.
the same color as the music venue stage.
That too.
So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Hopefully we'll be able to finish this tonight, or at
floors,
least
matching
this
curtains.
chapter.
I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
Good thing I drank coffee.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Ah, crap. It's gotta be the candle.
I can prove it with this.
Not an exact match, the boards run the other
You're
way from
referring
the
to
curtain.
the candle in
True.
the music venue, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for
Yeah.
lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty
Hospital,
strange.
it runs that way.
The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That's
that
not
might
it.
have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
Bingo.
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect.
I'm actually looking for the board
With
thing
that
now.
cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
Which means everyone at the hospital is now suspect being the
If
murderer.
I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
She had plenty of time to do it.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
Which makes MIKAN.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
Heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room,
How did she get over to the
was
mid?
Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No,
No, that's not possible.
they've already
Right
established
after
that.
Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
There's no way someone could just teleport.
I see!
The person wearing the hip bag in that
Nagito.
video wasn't Ibuki.
The twin
It
Ibukis.
was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hip bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
Nagito got better. He wasn't lying
By
at
that
the time.
The real Ibuki must have already
That's the
been killed.
twin Ibukis he was talking
The
about.
actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
Dawn.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
It was already dead and more than one bag was bought. Monokuma admitted that. That is true. MIKAN.
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
So that they would have an alibi.
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
It's MIKAN.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
It's MIKAN. Yep. Killer is MIKAN.
You're the only one! MIKAN, you're the killer, aren't you?
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer?
Back crack.
I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible?
Nope, she's a
A
nurse.
chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's a nurse and she already knows many ways people can die.
A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question.
But
You didn't just
we're
kill
the only
someone.
ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
Yep.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Yep, to have an
Now that
alibi.
you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and MIKAN have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence.
No, it's not.
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room.
Because you went up to the second floor.
Is
Where the
that
on-call
also a
were.
coincidence?
You kept Nagito sick.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room.
Yep.
That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Yep.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second. What are you saying? I'm the killer?
Yep.
That's impossible. There's no way I could kill someone.
Bull.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
I hate to agree with Nakoda,
Just shows you
Nagito,
can't even
but
do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
yeah, she's the only one that could do it.
It's totally wrong. It's not what you think.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, MIKAN is the killer?
I
Yep.
agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That
Really?
slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation.
And that's
And I
your
can't
cover.
deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious.
what do you say, Hajime?
MIKAN's
Do
the
you
killer.
still believe this woman is the killer?
Yep.
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Quit. Quit. Knock it off, MIKAN. I now regret. Quit making me regret liking you. No, Hajime, you're spot on. It'd be so much easier if I was wrong. Yes, it would be easier, but MIKAN's the one that did it. The only one who knew how to screw
Can
up
you
the
hold
time
on a
of
minute?
death. Now what?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this.
But
I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
get to the point!
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time. I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning.
And that is...
Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
And that is...
Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
By all means.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Actually, this is a game.
Bring me my whiskey!
Controversial statements?
What do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue? Does something like that really exist?
Yep.
Let's take a look, shall we?
The bag, for one.
Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Yeah.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
Indeed, Boobs
If they
McGee.
got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
Right.
What's wrong with that?
It's not
I
frayed.
want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Why is the fraying in the middle?
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
There's no reason it should
It
be.
means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
It was used to strangle
The killer
Ibuki.
wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's
the
the
part
they
that was
used
used to strangle
Ibuki.
Ibuki. Yeah. And then they hung her.
I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along.
He did, because he's the only one that looked at it and commented on the fact that, hey,
exactly did you
there's
say to
nothing
me during the
unnatural about this thing at all. But because we didn't look any closer at the rope... Ugh.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too.
Okay, so
Just like
what I
this
said about
case's
the rope
killer.
earlier...
I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
Use the
And
rope to
then-
hang her.
I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Ibuki wasn't hung. She was strangled to death. ain't it?
Crap!
Okay, well, might as well try the rope on Kazuichi, because we've tried AC, we've tried strangulation,
Didn't die
so...
from hanging. She was strangled to
That's basically the no hanging and strength. The scars they leave. Scars.
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be...
Okay, Bran, you were right. I'm sorry I doubted you. Why?
So
What's the
that's what
connection?
happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
Was being hanged by this rope. No, oh my gosh. MIKAN would have known the difference! Oh, for fuck's sake, why didn't I think about that?
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, MIKAN?
The biggest lie was time of death, because yes, MIKAN would
You
know.
told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
She would know the difference
You should have been able to tell the difference
between hanging and strangling just by looking.
Just by looking.
Hanging, the burn mark would have been right here, and it would have broken the hide.
Nurse.
Actually, no, it wouldn't have broken the hyoid bone, but it would have been right here.
I'm not a coroner, so I don't have
Bullshit!
the medical knowledge to identify injuries like
You
that.
have successfully done
That's why
2 other
it's not my fault
autopsies.
if I made a mistake.
You know
You
better.
are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and
Again,
strangulation.
hanging would be right here.
I'm not
Because that's
taking
where the
her side or
pressure is.
anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
She's been doing autopsies for the last 2 cases.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so
Strangulation
curious.
was where
MIKAN
Ibuki's
nursed
scar
me
was.
till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't
Sympathy.
you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Bingo.
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody
Anything?
told her.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed MIKAN because she was nursing her.
Bingo.
So MIKAN volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. MIKAN is. I mean, she's a killer.
Sometimes it takes a killer to know a killer. The whole I'm an expert in that area because I am
I'm
one.
sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Jeez.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if MIKAN is the killer.
She is.
Hmm.
I'm
see.
losing my second life.
You guys
Who?
are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
Bring me my
You're
whiskey.
annoying.
He said hope.
If you keep talking, I'm
Well,
seriously
drink
gonna
coffee
beat you
instead.
up.
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
It's not.
Stop it already! That's
She
enough.
knows how to torture people.
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either.
Of course I don't want to do this.
Yeah, especially because you have her panties.
But I
I spent
need
so much
to do this.
time with her. It sucks.
You doubt your friends?
I don't wanna.
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Yeah.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict.
Yep.
'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first.
Yep.
Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
And there she goes.
So in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always.
MIKAN, don't piss me off.
It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You
Whoa.
hear me? I'm done.
Hey!
Whoa!
MIKAN.
It's not fair. It's not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Not fair.
And
not
she's
fair,
officially
not fair,
been
not fair,
cornered.
Not fair, not fair, not fair. Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away.
No, that is not true.
What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive
You
me?
killed
Is
two
acting
people.
Like this your strategy now? Well,
That's why people won't forgive you.
plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends.
Nothing to forgive until the murders. Yeah.
The truth
She didn't
is
do
one
anything
of us
wrong
murdered
right up
two
until
of
she
our
killed two
friends.
people.
That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair. Hey MIKAN, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah, that's right.
Quit acting like Hiyoko.
Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room.
Because it was.
Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy. I didn't do anything wrong. Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
It's because she's caught.
I'm not the killer. The video. I never filmed that video.
Wait.
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find a hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Because you're the only one that watched the video.
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
It was a live transmission. Yeah. That is true. Means it was stored. That is true.
Type under the hospital just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Finally, I got it! Figured out what it was, just couldn't get the damn shot.
You've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
You mentioned the camera
Right.
angle.
Never said anything about the camera angle.
Bingo.
So how can you,
When Unoraptormon misses a shot, take a shot. Yeah, y'all will be dead before the end of the stream. Don't do that.
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen
was because she filmed it.
You're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole.
Be drunk in less than 5 minutes,
You
I know.
lied, didn't you?
Provided that it was during a trial.
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Yep.
Forgive me!
No.
Huh? 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 Huh?
Pure form, didn't it?
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
What?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died?
Monokuma.
Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag, isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
Yeah, Monokuma says buy one, get one
Hajime saw it too,
free,
didn't
so to
you?
speak.
You remember the Usami decal on it, right?
Okay, it was Usami.
Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that tote bag is a limited item.
Limited to one person.
So don't you think it's impossible?
Nope. Monokuma.
Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at
Limited
the
to one
same
person,
time?
not one item.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think?
No, because we have
That's why
Monokuma's
that
account.
video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time to. Aw, crap. Time for the third PTA. Great. Last job during the class trial. At least I'm paying attention this time. Will I taint your ears one last time? You're not speaking, so the only one tainting ears is my voice. Reload and ammo features will be. Aw, crap. No longer be able to make do with just the left mouse button. Great. Number of bullets are displayed. How do I reload? This isn't gonna be worse. 1 bullet to destroy 1 remark. We'll be able to destroy the marks no matter how much you mash the left button. Okay. Tab key to reload. Joy. Well, I'm focused down at the bottom anyway. Just like locking on. Time with the tempo. Okay. Same as the left. Tempo marker either by pressing the tab key. Fresh space on how you keep your tempo. Okay. Conserve ammo. Press the tab key. You're fresh, so be careful. Phantasmic. Fresh and will not run out during fever time. Okay. You don't need to reload. It's not set to gentle. Here we go. And maybe that was the last one. Okay. Here we go. Great. Oh gosh, it's Juko and Ashima doing the explanation. No, it's not.
That's why that...
This check.
Lost it.
Will you forgive me?
Nope.
You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right?
don't give me that, Puff. Okay, here we go.
Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me!
I am not any good at rhythm games. Good grief. That's why I don't like Crypt of the Necrodancer.
I'll do anything you
I respond,
want.
okay.
There's only one God.
Theater
Possible to use it in
bonus
two
prize,
places at
was
the
it?
same time?
This is the end.
Oh gosh! Jeez Louise.
Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
You buy one pack, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customer with bonus prizes. Which reminds me, we're gonna have a raffle
Whoever
at the
bought that
depot
bag
days,
should have
provided we
received
can get
another
everything
one
done.
as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in 2 separate places.
You got 2 bags.
So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Thank you.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Please tell me I don't gotta do another one of those.
Always hate me. You should just forgive me already.
MIKAN, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left.
I gotta ace this one.
Please, just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with MIKAN this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
And McCon didn't know about that, so that was another flaw in her plan. But then again...
When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was... a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment.
So tomorrow I will be doing
That
Twitch
surveillance
button
camera
art.
unit was designed for two-way communication.
Just
with
a
the
reminder
hospital and
that
the music
commissions
video.
are open, and they'll be open until school starts in August.
That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there.
Wonder if there's anyone live right now that I can go and raid.
That was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time. When in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap.
Yep.
After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene.
And so no one wouldn't completely notice.
The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music video, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand.
Just in case someone visited the music
They
venue for
wanted to
whatever
hide
reason.
the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room.
Yep.
They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue.
Yep.
The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open.
Yep.
With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it.
They likely knew how strong that glue was ahead of
They made us
time.
discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well.
I
At
think
the time,
Chiaki might
they pretended to
be a tad
surprised,
bit
but
desensitized from all of her video
inside,
games.
They were probably relieved that their plan worked
That
out.
or she's really good under murderous pressure.
Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Flatline. Jeez. Jeez, McCon.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
She's caught! Because all she can do is laugh.
It's been such a long time.
What? What do you
This
mean?
feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing. Like the sky is falling down upon you.
So, despair.
Feeling of despair.
Thank you for the follow.
Mikan, what has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that,
Thank you for the follow.
of your time.
We're just good ideas. Roll credits. Jesus. They actually gave me points for that? Oh, ow, 43. Ugh. Hey, man, I came out with a B. That's not half bad. Good grief. Oh, jeez.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast
Alright, so
your vote.
while they're doing that, I'm going
chosen
to
as the
see if I can
blackened?
find someone
Will
who
you
is
make the
currently
right choice
live so we can
or
go
the
and raid them.
dreadfully wrong one?
We've been live for nearly 5 hours. That's almost impressive. If Rambo's still alive, we'll go with him. I'm gonna hit refresh on Twitch. So hopefully that doesn't screw up the frame rate. Hey, Conway. At least I managed to complete her card, like, with, oui. Le weep. Le sigh. Le fouf. Oh, let's go raid,
Correct.
let's go raid Voodooish. That's right, the true identity of the horrifying Blacken who killed 2 girls was MIKAN Shimiki.
Damn it.
No, we're not. Yeah? It's not that surprising. She's a
I
nurse.
won't forgive you.
It was perfect opportunity. Yeah, I've been live for 5 hours. Yikes.
What's going on?
And I started
Hey,
late too. This is nothing like Pico. She's actually gone mental. Good night,
That's
Brian.
obvious.
No longer the same person. Yeah? Clearly. What disease did she get, though? She had to have gotten the despair disease. She might have caught it, too. Yeah.
What? I
was looking at MIKAN for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. Yeah, and she made sure that, you were out of it. But even so, and I did catch a glimpse of her expression, was full of despair. Despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Jeez. Hi, hun. The Ross has returned. And that means she was probably trying to kill you, Hajime. And that upskirt. It's the reason she was burning up with fever. Yep. So what disease did she get? Just like Ibuki and Kane.
It cannot be.
perhaps.
Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope, because despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
She can still laugh in such a hopeless situation. Killed without volition. Yeah.
Jeez.
Standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's linked with the ultimate despair. But wasn't everyone cured?
Isn't that right?
She's not the ultimate despair, but she's definitely influenced. Jeez.
I
can't forgive this. Killing someone for the sake of despair instead of for the sake of hope. Take a shot! No way I can forgive that.
Oh?
Sake of despair? That's completely wrong.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh?
What?
Huh?
More ultimate victim, yeah. If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full.
She's gotta be talking about
Yes,
Junko
my
and Oshima.
reciprocation.
Because Junko's dead. Junko was known as the ultimate despair. I've done something unforgivable. Jeez. You know? But you know, to transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
is about...
Hey.
You don't have anyone to look. Yes! You're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone. So, her beloved Junko and Oshima.
Well?
Here would understand, but... considering the fact that I'm married, yes. You no longer care about anything. That's not true. Then that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. On the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash with water, kick me, put their cigarettes out on you, apparently, was another one.
How amazing.
It's how little it matters. Jeez, and you're about to kick the bucket. Hope or despair, it's love, only love.
Could it be?
Really, despair sees you were talking about? She got infected with something else.
This is...
I was wrong. Not only was she affected by despair, she's enveloped. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. What disease did you get? I was able to remember... Let me guess. Remembering disease? What a wonderful symptom. I didn't actually mean it! She remembered Junko Enojima before you came to the island, apparently, because what you guys were like in school. Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this, it wasn't my fault, it was all your fault, you know? What? How's it their fault? Turning up. Bull crap. Don't give us that Pico crap. Because of many human relationships, it's every fault of each other. No, it's not. It's like pulling the trigger on a gun. The only person's fault is the person who pulled the trigger. Wouldn't abuse her as she felt proved love. Jeez.
Don't fuck with me!
Alright, let's watch the execution. Let's get this over with. I just... Why? Why did you destroy MIKAN like this? Was done for the night because she said raid someone. This is true, but this is still going. Might as well watch the execution and then raid Voodoo-ish. Yeah, considering the fact that we spent time with her. We have our undies to prove it. I'll tell you all something nice, and that is... You all were worrying about... Really?
You serious?
Just remembered that all. I knew about it all along, how that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Mirai. Japanese word for future.
Hey.
What are they planning? Is the world... Organization is the World Ender. Future Foundation trying to end our world. They're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
Not going to repeat it. So above, who you read. Okay. Brought us to this island. Is that right, mon ami? They're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Mon ami and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
Existence is entirely my own. Oh, grief.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Is... No one really cares about that, don't you think?
Of course not.
Ah, great. Find out eventually, so there's no need to be impatient. When the countdown ends.
Oh?
I don't know anything. I have a feeling that's what it is, but who cares about that, you know? Drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart, I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
That's not love. It's true. Who's the person we've been spending time up until now? The past. Didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend.
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. But not my present self.
Well...
It applies to you all as well. Memories of people, events. Losing memories are like losing your personal identity. Well, I will give you that. You can have the memory, but it's you who decides what it does to you. Makes us shadows of the past. I mean, technically, yes, because your experiences do change you, but you're the one that's in control of it. Sometimes it takes a while, but there's certain things that happen that you can't let it hold you down.
Damn it!
Wouldn't be suffering this much. Sweet time, remember at your own pace. Is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed.
Hey, punishment time? Why does it have to end like this? It's too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate nurse, MIKAN Simiki.
So it's over.
Yep.
It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me.
Because Junko's
I
dead.
can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got.
It's punishment time! Alright, so I'll let this play, and at the end of it, really, do you have to drag her by her hair? At the end of it, we'll raid. Bye-bye, ouchies. What? Did you trip? What? Really? Well, that was overly sexualized. Alright, so with that said... Boop. We'll go ahead and end the stream. Thank you, Mime Plus. She's been executed. She was afflicted by the despair disease. It's the worst execution ever, by the way. The next one get much better. Jeez. Alright, so let's go F1, system, save, and then, yes, I just saved, so that should be fine. Alright, so next week, we'll be doing art. And boop. So, with that said, or not next week, tomorrow I'll be doing Twitch art. So with that said, let's go raid Voodooish. Good night, everybody. See you over there. I gotta admit, that's gotta be a weird...